Go ahead and make the motion.
It's 2 p.m.
I'll second.
Mr. Raul Ayala, Jack Alba, Raul Ayala. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So we have, Mr. Navis has stepped out, Mr. Ramirez. We do have a quorum. I'm gonna go to number 16, discussion possible action on the road bridge, equipment work for Living Faith Church. They, asked them to, do some work. We are allowed to do work for nonprofit and church organizations. So,
What they want to do?
Yeah, he wants to smash it down.
basically was to take the motor grader and even it out.
Oh, level and roll it.
And
You
roll it
gonna
up.
need extra dirt? You got extra dirt?
No,
Do they
they
need
don't
any?
need
No?
They didn't say that.
No.
So I think he just wants,
Grade it and roll it. That's it. Eso está bueno por el agua. You don't need to put water.
that's fine.
I'll go ahead and make the motion for the work for, Living Faith Church.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Good. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Number 17, discussion possible action on accepting and awarding the field bids for precinct number 4, for Gardner, Solomon, Jorge.
Good afternoon, Judge. Jorge Martinez, S&B. We got the bids back in February. These are the summary. LRA was spec'd out for precinct number 4, and it's for delivery to Fowlerton and Gardendale. Based on the bids that were presented and the ones we've been typically using, the low bid does go to Martin Marietta. I'm going to go ahead and pass out the summary so you can see all the pricing. They did price a few different versions of the LRA, but the one that we've been specking out in all the different projects has been the grade type 2 grade DS. That's one that we've been using, even though they had other ones on there, but that price, so for delivery to Gardendale, Marietta's pricing for that item was $59.90 a ton. And Vulcan had that one at $63.57. So the low bid on the Gardendale delivery was $59.90 to Mark Marietta. Fowlerton, for that same material, delivery to Fowlerton, Mark Marietta had pricing of $62.81. Vulcan was at $66.36. So the low bid is Marietta for both locations. So we're recommending, here's a recommendation letter to award to the low bid, Mark Marietta.
Now you bid this out in a newspaper, right?
2 weeks.
How much estimated are you?
How much was it, Jorge?
They're about $60 a ton, so depending on how many tons you want to order. I don't think you had an exact amount.
I just put a quote of like 200 loads per town, which is only gonna be one street, maybe, I don't know. Gardendale is pretty long, that, we go in at, Inman and then on Gray Street, so that's the main street. I wish I could do some more on the little streets, but I don't think
So
that would
each load, just as an example, is about 24 tons. That's the
Yes.
cap more or less. So you do that times 24 tons per load times 59 times 200. You said about 200 times 59.90. So it's about to one location. It'd be about on average about 288,000 for that location.
So it's only
And,
two streets or?
pues I wish I could do more, but that's the main interest people have been complaining. The dust, and I can't control the dust, so I wanted to put some asphalt. And like Jorge was telling me, maybe by the time we get started, maybe we can bid it out, use the same material. Como Jorge, how did you explain to me? Maybe we can, seal coat it.
Oh, for the seal coat, yeah, this would be good prime material for before you seal coat it. So
Yeah.
if you do intend on using this on the road, that would be ideal.
Like for them streets, there's no heavy traffic. Maybe just a silk coat, it's a lot cheaper.
Seal coats like what you did at Prince
And
Road.
Prince Road, you know, we did 3 miles, close to 3 miles. And if we could do this over here, the
You could,
probably cover the whole little town. Gardendale, we're talking about Gardendale, right?
yes, sir.
Or,
Yeah, I mean,
So the low bid, like I said, for this item is Marietta, so 200 loads each, it's 200.
it's been bid,
280,
it's just that I haven't started the COVID, you know, but maybe we can start a little bit at a time.
yeah, you put in quite a bit of money for materials, that's good.
Huh?
You put quite a bit of money for materials, so you got it.
And then Fullerton, about the same thing,
Yeah,
the main streets, you know.
You happy with it? You happy?
Because I wanna do something.
It's within the ranges you've been seeing for
it's
other roads.
about
other
$600,000-700,000 for the whole project, pretty much.
precincts. It's
And I had
close to like
talked to
600.
Jorge about the carryover from last year or whenever.
Well, I mean, you got $1 million here. Now, y'all did submit for the tech side grant, so you're gonna need 20% match out of y'all's road and bridge funds. So you still got the carryover. I would use your carryover for the tech side match, and you got enough money here.
But
You got enough money here.
carryover would not, you're not sure.
No, he doesn't expect it in the
You gotta
budget,
respect it here.
but the carryover would help you for that 20% match.
Yeah.
Carryover for the tech side,
So,
monies. So the deadline is 2 days away.
Wow.
We'll find out pretty soon, hopefully.
And I should have thought maybe I could have done that money for the thousands, you know.
And you could have, I mean, you could have, but it's close enough to where
I
I'd
could
say
do it
in
now.
another 2 weeks, we'll know how the money will be distributed. As of last week, only 67 counties had applied. So it is down compared to what it was, so we may see a lot more money.
And
And
then maybe we could,
kind of move things around.
so you're gonna be hauling 200 loads to Fullerton and 200 to Gardendale. That's it.
It's plus or minus, the way these.
For now,
It's a that's what I wanted to ask. Since it's a unit cost per ton, so it can be less or it can
It
be
could be
more.
more or less. Average 24 tons per load. So
24
depending on what
tons.
you actually-
No, but that one, in case you don't make it to the end of the street, but you can add another 10 loads or to make it to, you know.
I just recommend, like we've done for the other precincts, is collect all the tickets so that you can always match up the quantities with the invoicing as it comes in. It's always good to have a good record of everything. So.
And it's reflected in the minutes that have been done where people would bid out the gravel or material, even go back to the 20s and 30s to where that way you have to haul so much you bid out, you know, the unit pricing. So.
I will say, I will throw in, I know that you've talked about trying to do as a countywide, and if we're gonna be doing these more often, like I know that Yavis had done some, you're doing some, you have done some. If you're gonna be using the same type of material, in the future, it'd be good to have everybody do it pretty much at the same time or around the same time so we can get better pricing
Yeah.
on the quantities. I know they're all different locations, but when you go out for bids for
From
200,
the-
that's a
from
good
the-
number, but
from the seller.
we can make it a lot bigger, make it maybe more competitive.
Well, so you plan out the budget process, you can do that. I mean, you can bid it out for the whole year, you know.
And with list of projects that you had in mind, and then that way we have definite, a good, better competitive pricing. So.
Mhm.
So what you're saying, Jorge, is, we get one bid and that will include
Multiple precincts,
for the cost per.
because we've been doing it by
per ton.
precinct, that's what we've seen, we just did one for, precinct 1, this is 4, we had done with Erasmo a year ago.
The only problem that you run into that is the timing.
Yes, sir.
Because many of the haulers, you know, if it's spread out, get to bid on Yavis, they get to bid on Raul, they bid on Jack. And if you do them all at once,
That's
it
right.
makes it really, really hard.
They can't keep up with that much demand, that's
So,
right.
so.
No,
if
and we can
someone's
stage them.
Working on Commissioner Ayala's precinct, it's possible if you bid them out simultaneously that they wouldn't be able to reach out
That's right,
to Alba, so.
Yeah,
It'll
yeah,
make the
no,
prices
you're
go
right.
up when you're hauling.
you're right, you're right.
But if you get the bid staggered with dates and on a plan, you know, then it's possible then it could work, let's say.
Like a
Commissioner Alves
6
gonna
to
have
12
first
months.
priority in June, July, he's gonna be doing this. And August, September, Commissioner's gonna do this project, and you staggered the bid, so these are gonna be the start dates, then
That makes sense.
you can get some pricing.
Yeah, it's definitely something to consider
I mean,
for next year.
it's, and that gives a chance for those contractors, the small contractors that haul, gives them a chance to bid as well.
Yeah.
So,
So the recommendations in front of you, so
it's Henry Marionetta, right?
Mary,
Martin Marionetta. So one was 59.90 and 62.81.
yes.
For the material, for Gardendale and Fowlerton, is there a motion to accept that pricing?
I'll go ahead and make the motion.
Second.
Let the minutes reflect, Commissioner Ramirez is on Zoom. There you go. I don't see you. I don't see you.
Yeah.
We can't see you.
There you go.
There you go. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Now, number 18, discussion possible action on state mandated cybersecurity course for all elected officials and county employees. What was this
Judge
discussion?
and Commissioners, last year, House Bill 3834 was made part of the Texas Government Code. And basically, effective June of last year, the law now requires that every elected official, or all elected officials, and all county employees that have access to county data have to complete a cybersecurity course. Now, the judge and I had talked about this a few months back. We were hoping to do a county-wide training all at once and add some stuff from HR and, policies, et cetera. Then we looked at another program that ended up about $38 per person, and it's a year-long program. They go through a training, and then every few months it would hit them with an email to see if they click on an email they shouldn't click, or follow a website they shouldn't follow. Because of the pandemic, that threw the schedule completely off. Now we're near the end of this. We have to get this done by next month, by June 15th. I found a course through Texas Association of Counties, which is actually free for the county, so we won't have to pay anything. But it does involve, we have to enroll every county employee. Now, that would mean that the sheriff would have to put in all his deputies and jailers, and Margie would have to put in her clerks, and Mary would have to put in all her employees. But there is an option where if Commissioners Court will approve, we can enroll everybody en masse. Everybody in the county gets enrolled at once. I will send them a spreadsheet with everybody's name, title, and email address. Within a few days, everybody will get an email that says, here's your training, follow this link. It's about 45 minutes. It's nothing hard, nothing complicated. But it will also send out reports saying, for example, someone in the clerk's office, these two people still haven't completed it. If they do not complete it by June 15th, there is no criminal penalties, anything like that, but you can no longer have access to county information. So basically, I shut off your access. Now, there is exception for someone like Road and Bridge that if they're out on the street, they're out fixing roads, they don't normally access county data, they wouldn't need to take it.
But on what county data are we looking at?
Almost anything that involves county government, which would include emails. So basically, anybody who has an email address, unless they're using it only to get their payroll. I know there's a couple of Road and Bridge people that only have it for that. And there may be some lifeguards that only have access to their email, no other county data. So they wouldn't need to take it. But anybody else, which is pretty much everybody else, would need to complete the course. And like I said, instead of individually registering everybody, if Commissioners Court will approve, then I can enroll everybody with an email address, basically. And then we can get a report back who still hasn't done it. The County Commissioners Court has to certify by June 15th to DIR that the county is in compliance. Again, there's no penalties involved in that. And probably because of the pandemic, I suspect there won't be, but at some point it is going to be a requirement, and there's no reason not to get it done. The one I was talking about before that will cost the county some money is an ongoing thing to make sure that it's constant training instead of just one 45-minute online class per year.
Yeah, how do you think you're gonna break out the training on this?
Well, TAC actually sends out the emails. I give them, all the employees, TAC will send them emails and say, here's the links to follow to complete your training. All I would get back was the
Because I don't
reports.
know if PAC is gonna have specific time allowed, or you get to kind of choose the time. And the difference is like, we have a Commissioners Court, we got some depositions coming, we got some things happening. And
No, this isn't a webinar. It's not a live thing at all.
if you
It's-
sign into it,
You sign into it, you do your training, whatever time, can be done on a mobile phone. Of course, since we are requiring it, I would suggest the employees be allowed to do it during work hours, but it is possible that they decide to do it at home. They could do it at home. It's just a matter of signing in, completing the 45 minutes, following the links, basically, complete the 45 minutes of training, and it'll come back saying, all right, you're completed. We'll get a report back saying this person is done. And since we registered 100 people, for example, 80 of them are done. We'll get the 20 that haven't done as well. We can check that a week from now, 2 weeks from now, all the way up to the 15th.
So I would entertain a motion to authorize Mr. Victor Villarreal to proceed with Texas Association of Counties to reach out and set up the training for the state mandated cybersecurity course for all elected officials and county employees. Would that be sufficient?
Yes, sir.
Is that a motion, Judge? Yes, I'll second. The motion's been made and second. Any discussion? Those people that don't have emails, that get just the check, would it be worth it to include them too?
Absolutely. It wouldn't hurt anybody on this. This will help them personal too.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it is talking about when you get an email and you don't know what it is, don't just automatically click. This will cover what ransomware is. Remember our problems last year, viruses, things like that. So absolutely anybody that has it. It's recommended for everybody, not just county employees. It's just mandated for county employees.
So like on that one, Judge, that like micro, they don't have email, but they can still go ahead and, you know, I go through the class, they can go ahead and
Yes,
watch it.
I do need to create an email address for them because that's how they're going to log in,
Oh, okay.
which isn't that big a deal. It doesn't take 5 minutes to do it, but
Yeah.
I would need them to be
Yeah.
able to log into an email.
But see,
County
like,
or personal?
anybody that has a county cell phone, if they have an iPhone, it'd be good to make sure they have an email, because sometimes they gotta send messages or notices, and you can send them a notice.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's right.
So they have an iPhone assigned to them, should have an email.
Yeah, and if they have an iPhone assigned to them, they are accessing county data at some point. So, yeah, I agree. They should have an email. I've only gotten requests from a couple of road and bridge guys because the treasurer's office no longer hands out paycheck stubs.
Oh, okay, paycheck.
They're doing it only by email.
Fill the
But I've had 2 of them that say, yeah, I want an email, and then they don't come back for it. So,
So I can have my
Can
guys
you
go
get an
there,
email on
put on the
those,
laptop and they can all
regular
watch it at the same
uniform?
time?
yeah, they can watch it. They're just not going to be any credit because they're not logging in. Only
They're not
one
logging
person
in.
will be logging in.
Oh,
Yeah, but I can create email addresses. That's not the issue.
okay.
Is I need to send TAC a list of who to send the emails to. We have 200 employees, Because I don't know how many at the detention center actually use the computer. There's some people that maybe only work transport and they never put anybody in. Or somebody that only works janitorial. Here, for example, our janitors order stuff using county computers. They need to take the course as well. But again, it is all elected officials.
Like my county workers, they have that Samsung phone. Can you get an email on it?
Yes.
I'll just let them know.
Yeah, I just need them to call me or text me with their information.
Create an email.
And I'll create the email and send them their password. And then when they get that email from TAC, they can log in using that.
So motion's been made, second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign, same sign. Motion carries. Number 19, discussion of possible action on right-of-way agreements, permits, including easements. Do we have any?
Sausage Road,
Concerted,
that's it, there's none.
and Dirty Shade.
And Sigler, Dexter Sigler. Tiene que le pagar Sigler. He was to change Dirty Shade to Sigler Road.
He wants to change the name to Sigler Road.
Sigler Road, porque they keep stealing the sign.
Did they pay the 500?
Yes, they did. No, I wouldn't even present them to Commissioner's Court. They don't have money.
Got certificate of insurance?
Well, they already know. Okay, who's this?
On those pipeline crossings, that's everywhere, that's like the law.
Yeah.
For them to pay $500?
500 if they bore, 4,000 if they cut. So, like, we did a lot of research on that, and that's, no, that's the most we can charge, that's the most we can charge unless they cut it. So we would need a motion to, approve the, agreements as presented.
I'll make the motion, Judge.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. HAVA, discussion possible action on HAVA grant resolution. And I'm looking for the resolution, Margie, I don't know if you have it. But what happens is that there's it's called the Help America Vote Act that gives us money for voting. And I did a survey that showed, that we may have some additional costs with the mail-in ballots and the staffing. So to be able to submit for that type of reimbursement, we're supposed to have Margie do a resolution. Just they didn't send me the resolution. They said, hopefully just the minutes from the Commissioner's Court. So basically, we're submitting to the Help America Vote a resolution requesting reimbursement of extra expenses related to the Corona-19. Yes. So 19 virus. So and I put Margie as the contact, the person that's in charge of it. So basically, I would say get permission from the Commissioner's Court, with the county judge, and or the county district clerk to submit to the Help America Vote Act grant resolution because of the Corona or COVID 19, uh, pandemic, funding.
Funding.
Yeah. I'm looking for it, but, and I didn't get a resolution, I just received from HAVA that information. I can find it, or, because there was a very short deadline on that. I can find it right now. And number 21, we're not there yet, we can table it, but, no, we haven't, I'm looking for the, HAVA. My email's been so slow here, are you still having trouble? Oh, you just went down right now? How long before you think it comes back up? Or you had some HAVA grants, right? I'm still looking. They wanted my signature, but I didn't have a resolution that they want to submit. There you go. Here you go. Reminder, Texas Cares NGA single point of contact information, HAVA grant assurances. And it's the 2020 Help America Vote Act, CARES Act sub grant to Texas counties. And they sent me a new link, so that one is expired. So basically, just trying to get as much money as we can through that grant, that funding source. And they didn't send me much, Jack. They didn't send me much. Looks like you didn't get anything either on Mark. So I did a questionnaire on, who handles what, and I put you as the contact, and so basically all we're doing is, gonna do a resolution requesting funding for additional computer equipment, some additional staff, some staff and supplies. And they didn't send in the trouble, they just couldn't open it, but it's all grants. We would need approval from Commissioner Court to submit.
I'll go ahead and make that motion.
Second, Judge.
Submit, yeah, a grant application.
I'll second.
And once I put it together or you get it together, we'll get you a copy. motion has been made, second to submit have a grant,
COVID-19 funding.
yeah, Texas Cares NGA's, grant funding. So all those, in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. I'm gonna ask the 2021, I need more information, but the fire, chief is gone, they're keeping track of all the costs, the personnel costs, staffing costs, equipment costs, and we're gonna submit to the federal government for reimbursement. But, once we get to that point, it will come before Commissioners Court, so let's just table that, get the totals, review them. I think Mary's doing a real good job of keeping all the invoices.
I'll make
Good. And some of it we've already got, the money for, it's just that we gotta keep very good records there. So let's just table this until I get Danny here and we get some totals for you all.
I'll make the motion.
Motion's been made and second, the table. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Now we're to the minutes, reports, and the bills.
I got it.
I got the minutes.
No bills.
Is Mrs. Martinez back? Elizabeth?
I didn't see the truck.
That one I was working, but I don't know if you that.
Okay. Is there a motion to accept the minutes?
I'll make the motion.
Everything else, okay? Yeah. All right. That's fine. Motion's been made and second. All those in favor, say aye. Did we have any reports? One? Okay. So it was, oh. No, it's just-
Oscar. Oscar. Ay, boy. Se raya. Make the motion to approve the report for District 1
as presented.
as presented.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Is there, bills? There's very few of them. I made little faces on it. I'm just kidding. AT&T. AT&T. Go AT&T. 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 Okay. What's this? AT&T. 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 400. Electricity, they're just utilities. Utility. Gasoline. Is Dan still selling fuel? Yes. Hi. Appraisal district. A bond. Bond. Legal. Purchase power. Rhodium. Ooh, small one. I don't know if you got another one. The jack, but this is a small one. ¿Y acabo no voy contigo? Yeah. Oh, here's Sexpool. You wire that money. I'm Warner. Spectrum. Texas Jail Association. BTX. Who has United Healthcare? Is that the supplemental insurance? Now, this is the one that we get reimbursed by a portion of it, right? From on the supplemental. I'll ask Mary. Huh? So, we'll let Jack look at the bills. You heard me? Oh, he asked. Oh, yeah, we, it was interesting. We need a motion to approve the bills as presented, which they were basically mostly utility bills and contract bills. Go ahead and make the motion. Second. Motion's been made and second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed. Is there a motion to adjourn? I'll make a motion. Is there a second? Second. All those in favor? Aye. Stand adjourned.